This is Apple's most popular iPad, and it's confirmed to get a huge update very soon thanks to Apple's recent accidental software leak. So in this video, I'm gonna go through every new feature you should expect on the iPad 12, and I'm also gonna explain who should wait for this new iPad and who should actually just buy the current one right now for only $300 on Amazon. So let's jump right into the recent major leak where Aaron Paris from MacRumors discovered secret Apple software code which revealed a ton of info about a bunch of different products, including the upcoming budget iPad 12. The leak revealed that this new iPad will be packing Apple's A18 chip, which is extremely impressive since that's the chip we currently have in the latest iPhone 16, which is wildly popular and more than powerful enough for many current apps and games. And I think this might actually break the record for the most advanced chip that was given to the budget iPad, since we've been used to Apple giving the iPad chips that are 2 generations old, like the current iPad 11 with the A16. So this means that Apple is focused on providing even more value these days, which is very exciting, especially thanks to the recent massive iPadOS 26 update, which I'll get into in just a minute because it's extremely important for making this decision. Just look at the performance difference between the current iPad's A16 chip and the A18 going into the iPad 12. The single core performance is 27% faster, which means that everything from using apps to multitasking and web browsing and more will be snappier and more reliable. And then the multi-core performance is 22% faster, which doesn't sound like that big of a deal, especially on the budget iPad, but believe it or not, it's actually just about as fast as Apple's M1 chip, which used to be exclusive to the iPad Pro, and many people are still using that. And then in terms of the graphics, it's also 22% faster, so it's nothing too crazy, but it's nice to have since the iPad 11 was already pretty great at playing a lot of popular iPad games like Call of Duty Mobile at perfect 60 FPS. Now, no matter which iPad you choose, our sponsor ESR has great accessories for your iPad like this Flex keyboard case that detaches from the iPad at any time, allowing you to use the case in any orientation and with 2 angles for the best viewing experience, like 20 degrees, that's perfect for handwriting or drawing, and then you can quickly switch it to 65 degrees for that perfect angle to watch YouTube videos or shows. The keyboard itself is Bluetooth, so you can control it from a further distance, and it also has a much larger trackpad, and it's actually much lighter than Apple's keyboard case. ESR also has an easy to install Ultra Fit screen protector with just 2 steps thanks to the Ultra Fit tray, so anyone can do it perfectly. And lastly, the Geo Digital Pencil that has Find My support with an indicator at the top for the battery life, and the pencil is really smooth and responsive, and it's half the price of Apple's Pencil Pro. So check out these products for yourself by using the links in the pinned comment and description below. Now, getting back to the new iPad 12 leaks, there are a couple of really cool and interesting and very exciting features that are coming up on this new iPad. First of all, Apple has been working on a completely custom and new Wi-Fi and Bluetooth chip, which is really unique because right now we have Broadcom, but Apple is making their own, which right now we don't know if it's gonna be Wi-Fi 6E or Wi-Fi 7, but it's gonna be a lot more efficient since Apple is in control of the hardware, the software, and the chip itself, so they can do a lot of cool things with it. And we're also expecting Apple to bring the C1 chip, which debuted on the iPhone 16e, so it's Apple's version of their, Qualcomm 5G modem, but it's also going to be more efficient. And the cool thing is Apple controls all 3 of the wireless chips. So you have the Wi-Fi, the Bluetooth, and the modem all in one, which means something really, really cool. Since Apple controls everything, the iPad, the chip, the software, they can fine-tune everything to be as efficient as possible. But when you control all of that, there are some cool things that you can do. However, not everything is sunshine and rainbows, because some of you might actually be better off buying the iPad 11 right now for 3 different reasons. Reason number 1 is that of course you can buy the iPad 11 for only $299 on sale on Amazon, and you don't have to wait until next year when the iPad 12 comes out, which right now we're thinking about the springtime. Reason number 2 is that there's a chance that Apple might actually raise the price of the iPad 12 to $400, potentially due to tariffs, but even if it doesn't go up in price, it'll likely stay at the MSRP for a few months, so you won't get nearly as good of a deal as you can get right now on the iPad 11. And finally, reason number 3 is that the iPad 11, for the first time ever, right now, has the best multitasking features with iPadOS 26, just like we have on the iPad Pro. Now, this is really big because previously, Apple did not allow the iPad 11 to use all of the cool features like Stage Manager because, quote, it wasn't powerful enough. But guess what? Now it can do basically everything that you can with all the new multitasking features. And I recently made a long-term review video of the iPad 11 with iPadOS 26 beta, and it has been just incredible. It's crazy that for the first time ever, we have a budget iPad that has an amazing multitasking experience just like you get on the iPad Pros, especially if you get the Magic Keyboard Folio, which works amazingly well. So I feel like for the first time in years, there aren't as many reasons to go for the iPad Pro. But I will say that if you're happy with your current iPad right now, I would probably wait a little bit longer because the iPad 12 is looking very promising, especially if Apple surprises us with some really unique features with their Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and their modem all in one. Now wait, some of you might actually have a little bit of a higher budget, and if you do, Apple's accidental leak also revealed some info about another iPad, which is the upcoming iPad mini update. And the awesome thing here is that it's expected to get the A18 Pro chip. That's exactly the code that was leaked very recently, and that chip is crazy. It's expected to be insanely powerful in the new iPhone 17 Pro models. And in my opinion, the iPad mini has the best gaming experience ever due to the small size that is very comfortable to hold in your hands with on-screen controls. It is just such a good gaming device. And if you have an even higher budget, the iPad Air wasn't leaked in that accidental leak, so it seems like we might be waiting a little bit longer until we get that, potentially until 2027, but at that point, it might actually come with an OLED display, which is gonna be insane. And then finally, of course, we're also expecting the M5 iPad Pro, and that is coming as soon as October. Very, very soon, we're gonna get another big performance boost. It's gonna be more efficient, potentially a thinner display. So with that said, let me know your thoughts on the iPad 12 leaks and if you think it's gonna be a banger down in the comment section below. And definitely subscribe above for more videos like this one and check out one of those two right over there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.